feminism puts emphasis on freedom and equal opportunity for all genders through political and social means. Here in the United States, liberal feminism boomed early, but we shouldn't take for granted the rights that we do have. In Egypt, the Egyptian law gave women the right to vote and equal opportunity in 1956, but they still have to fight against mistreatment. In 2011, massive protests broke out because 4 women were killed by Egypt's security services, and in 2021, Egypt proposed a bill requiring women to get the consent of a male guardian to do things like get married, register a child's birth, and travel abroad.
Cultural feminism. Not a very well-known feminist type, but one I'm sure many agree with but just haven't been exposed to. A cultural feminist believes equality for women and men, but that not all differences in men and women are due to their culture, but much of it due to their biology. There's a society in Kasi, India, of about 1 million that is built around the aspect that women are better at raising children than men are. Men are allowed to look after children, and the family unit is based around the woman. The woman's surname is passed down, and the men aren't even invited to family gatherings. You could consider this an example of a cultural feminist society, where women's strengths are praised and difference is not seen as weakness.
Next, we have radical feminism, which is where one would blame the idea of the massive divide between women and men on society and social structure that has been established throughout time. A radical feminist would push towards and fully support the Rwandan government, where women occupy over 60% of lower parliament chairs. This change happened after the genocide in Rwanda, and women started to shift towards having more power, as many men killed one another. The events after women took over in Rwanda fully support radical feminist beliefs, as their country is bettering by the year.
The fourth and newest form of feminism is intersectional feminism. This type identifies multiple factors of advantage and disadvantage and provides a lens through which we can better understand one another. The term was coined in 1989 by Kimberly Crenshaw. According to Crenshaw, we tend to separate different forms of oppression when the reality is all forms can happen concurrently. Intersectional feminism centers the voices of those experiencing concurrent forms. In the last few years, the whole world has felt the effects of COVID-19. And while a crisis such as this amplifies already prevalent needs of those in the margins of society, it can also act as a catalyst for radical change. For instance, in the United States, the BLM movement gained momentum in the early months of 2020 because people had more time to hear about and combat the issue.